as a kid, I always liked my dad's team, which was not the Bills. He likes the Cowboys. Eventually I got to middle school and I started thinking I'd like to have a team of my own to follow. And completely arbitrarily, I somehow landed on the Bills. I still don't know when or why I decided. If I had to make a guess, I probably just thought their logo looked cool. Because honestly, I can't think of any other reason. Like, it genuinely felt like just a random pick. It was before Josh Allen was there. It was before they'd had any recent success. But that was who I chose. And not that I'd go back and change that, but man, did I choose to put myself into a fandom of just complete heartbreak and disappointment every single year. For those first couple of years when we weren't expected to be good and we finally got Josh and we start making the playoffs and doing that kind of stuff, it's like it felt okay. It was good to get there, but then you start expecting more and expecting to make a Super Bowl run, expecting to do something great because this Josh Allen guy kind of seems like a talent, seems like a superhuman, and he's just kind of overshadowed by somebody else in the league who's doing bigger and better things every year, who's making those special plays, making things happen when it feels like it shouldn't happen. There had been heartbreaks early on. I mean, every time we lost to the Chiefs in the playoffs, it hurt. That 13 seconds one, man, was just brutal. Truly, like, you score that touchdown and you just think it's over, and then some crazy magical thing happens and Chiefs get into field goal range, kick it, win it in overtime, and next thing you know, you're not in the Super Bowl and you gotta wait till next year. Rinse and repeat every single year. Get close, come up short. Get close, come up short. Get closer, come up short. And it's just, no matter how much I want to be optimistic, it feels like this is a team that is just bound to never have that special moment that almost every other team has. This season was... I'm recording this not right after the Broncos game. It's pretty late at night right now. But this season wasn't spectacular. Our team was far weaker than it had been, especially a couple times throughout the past 5 years, I'd say. But the way the AFC shaped out was, it was pretty weak. This was, for a lack of better words, a gettable year, right? Like, you look at that playoff picture, you don't see Lamar Jackson, you don't see Joe Burrow, you don't see Patrick Mahomes, and you're like, okay, look who's still here, Josh Allen. This is a guy, this is a team that's had this playoff experience these last 5 years that should be able to go in and get the job done. And for some reason, we just look lost. I mean, I think back to that Broncos game, and it's like, we did not execute on even a moderately professional level. I mean, that was just genuinely pathetic football for a team that's supposed to be, one of the favorites to win the Super Bowl this year. It's like, how do we not have any turnovers within our last however many playoff games? Not only do we have 5 turnovers, but 4 of them are by Josh Allen. And, people are gonna blame this one on the refs because there were some questionable calls at the end, between that catch that wasn't, or whatever you want to call it, whether or not he was down, whether or not he wasn't. I don't know. I'm not an official. I don't know how to rule that. The questionable pass interference calls at the end. It's like, that didn't lose us the game, guys. Like, if we're being completely realistic, it lost us it at the end, but there was about 1,000 other things that we did before that were 10 times stupider that genuinely cost us the game. But now, if we reflect on okay, well, what do we have going forward? We still have Josh Allen, but I feel like it's getting to a point where each loss in the playoffs is taking more and more of a toll on his mental game. I'd never seen the dude cry after losing a playoff game. And I'm not saying that it's not okay to show emotions. It's good. It shows that he cares, right? But I think he's realizing that he's running out of time. That he needs to do something here. He's still relatively young, and he still has years to play football, but I think he knows the way Buffalo is going, and I think he knows that his team isn't getting a ton better each year. And even more so, I think he knows and understands that this was a gettable year. This was the year to make it happen. That was such a weak playoff picture. And now Bo Nix just got announced that he's out for the season, so now you have a Broncos team on a backup quarterback that's going to be playing either the Texans or the Patriots. Neither of which who were, outstanding this season. The Patriots had a cupcake schedule, and the Texans just struggled a lot with offense, but have easily the best defense in the league, or at least one of the best defenses. I wish there was something more positive I had to say. Like my dad always likes to say, "Oh, you got to take the positive out of things. You got to take the positive out of this." There's no positive here. This is gonna be the best way I can think to describe it is a mourning process. I mean, genuinely, like what could have been is all I can think of right now. What should have been, if I'm being honest. This was, if something special was gonna happen, it was gonna be this season. It just was, with the way that things lined up. It could happen again next season, but I highly doubt it. We're gonna see some powerhouse teams. This was just a strange off season, and it was the one that, if we were gonna do something special, it was probably now. And I don't think it gets better from here, if I'm being honest. I'll try to be optimistic. I know it. I'm just saying things like that because, I'm in the moment and I'm feeling sad because we just lost again. But if I'm being honest right now, it hurts so bad. Like dare I say, just as much, if not worse, than the 13-second loss. Like this, like it's just fucking heartbreaking. And I'm in no way like talking shit on the Broncos either. I don't want any sentiment like this. Like they did their best. They played a decent football game. If I'm being honest, I actually think both of us played like shit. I think the Bills and the Broncos both looked like absolute trash, but they came out on top, and it is what it is. And got to keep moving forward. If you want to look at that as a positive, it's something anyways. Get you through your days. Just keep moving forward. Keep trying to get along. But anyways, we'll be back next season. I don't know if we'll be better, but we'll be back. And we'll play again. And we'll probably do the same thing in the playoffs again. But at the end of the day, I don't like the team because they're winners. I like the team because of who they are. I like it because of the fans, because of the atmosphere. I like it because of what they stand for. The thing I like is that regardless of how the Bills just get absolutely throttled in the playoffs every year and just lose in what feels like a more and more heartbreaking way every single year, the fans always come back. The team always comes back with this belief that they can do it, and I thank God, because if it was just me, I would not be able to do that, man. Like even anymore, like this year, it got to like those last few minutes in the fourth quarter, and I was just like, man, I kept saying, I know how this ends, like out loud. You just know how it ends. There's no other way to put it. If you're a Bills fan, and everybody knows it, despite wanting to be optimistic, you just know how it ends every single year. No matter how much you think it's going to be different, no matter how much you think something's going to change, you just know how it ends.